Yo guys, what's up? We're here with Gundam Versus, and this is a new segment I'd like to do called the Mobile Suit Minute. And for our first ever episode, I'd like to do it about a fan favorite, personal favorite of mine, and a mobile suit that I see a lot of new people using, the Tallgeese. So what do you say? Let's have a go at this, right? Hey guys, if you're also new to Gundam Versus, check out the description below for the Gundam Versus player guide. 5 easy videos that can teach you everything you need to know about Gundam Versus to get caught up with all the other veterans in the game. So, moving forward, right now we're going to talk about some quick things you may or may not have known about Tallgeese. Tallgeese has his own dodge animations. Did you know that? Oh, did you know that? I didn't know that. I actually did not know that until a couple days ago. I was playing around with Tallgeese and I discovered these animations, which is the same as the dodge left and right, but moves you up at an angle and moves you further away. It's still the same dodge, just not the regular dodge. And the way you do these dodges, you can do them forward and back also, is just by tapping the direction that you wish to go in and the boost, I should say the boost input at the same time. So direction and boost at the same time. You can even hold it if you wish to extend it, but once you hold it to a certain extent, you'll slow down. After the initial boost is over, you start to decrease in speed, letting you know you should probably let go. That's why I like to think of it as. But Tallgeese also has his own boost dive, which you can do without jumping. See? So this move uses less energy than the standard boost dive and also moves you to the ground a lot faster. I don't recommend doing it while actually on the ground or for short jumps, because as Talkies is doing the animation of turning around, you actually get stuck in that animation until it finishes and you can actually touch the ground. So for short jumps or for, boost dashing and boost canceling, I advise using the regular boost dash. Talkies also has some pretty cool moves in his arsenal, being the missiles, his Dober gun, but he also has his own attack dodge. Yep, which is L2 or ranged attack and boost. Very helpful. Unfortunately, you can only use it 2 times before it has to reload, but with those moves right there, it can help you progress in the game a lot faster, especially if you're a fan of Talkies. Not to mention that the Dober spinning dodge attack has homing built into it, so those shots are gonna track to the opponent as best as they can, but also it still counts as a dodge, so you're going to break your opponent's tracking at the same time. Great for if you're surrounded, if you're being shot at by multiple enemies and you need to get away. It can save your life. So Talkies also has a stun. If you press R2, and I believe that is boost and melee at the same time, yes it is, Talkies will dash forward with his beam saber, and if you land the hit, which is why I said keywords, if you land the hit, you get a stun. If you follow up that attack with L1, is it listed? Yes, which is the same as the missile pod, which would be your ranged and melee at the same time. What you'll get is an animation where he fires 2 guns afterward. The first gun is his regular Dober, and the second one is some gun that he literally pulls out of thin air. Don't know where that gun comes from. Alright guys, so here I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and a little bit of knowledge. So with Tallgeese, you're mostly going to want to stay at range because of that lack of defense we mentioned earlier. But for Tallgeese, you can get up in close. I'm not going to edit any of this footage. This is just gameplay of Tallgeese, kind of just going through, like I said, the good, the bad, just real life situations, but mostly how I play. So sometimes when I use Tallgeese, I like to use them from far just to get people comfortable with me being at range, because like I said, Tallgeese is really good at range. That's where most of his strength is. He's a Various S. So that means he's going to have more power in his shooting than he will in his melee. But because he's so fast, you can get in, do a lot of damage, and get out, which is what you really want to do with Tallgeese. You want to apply pressure from afar, shooting, dodging, getting your opponent frustrated. You got to be that gnat in their face. You're always hitting them for a shot here, a shot there, and then when they least expect it, or when they turn their back on you to go after a more easy target, then you go in and you get the kill, which is what you want to do. This is a fighting game, but not all of it's fighting. So some of it is PvE based. PvE based, you can also do the same thing with Talkies. The strategy doesn't change, it just depends on how comfortable you are with your matchup. Tallgeese's high mobility is what makes Tallgeese an excellent mobile suit for his type. Costing only 300 a respawn, which puts him in a low category, which you would think would make him very weak, but in actuality makes him very strong. It's more of a glass cannon that can get the job done no matter what the situation. The only places where Talkies really suffers is really against veteran players that know how to break him down, know when he's going to stop moving, knows when you're going to land and stuff like that. That's why you got to take advantage of all of his advanced movements in his movement set, so that way you can keep your opponent off guard, doing basic dodges, advanced dodges, Tallgeese dodges, boost dives, and then Tallgeese's whirlwind boost dive, switching it up with melee and going in. All that stuff comes with experience, which is what Gundam Versus is about. The more experience you have, the better you will be at playing the game and making decisions. So with all that said, what can you take away from this Mobile Suit Minute on Tallgeese? Say you really like Tallgeese, you've been playing him a bit, but you don't know if he's right for you. You just know that you keep going back to Tallgeese, you love Tallgeese, you just want to keep playing him. What you can take from this is learn from your mistakes. Learn from where to move, where to stop, where to recover, and how you can improve on that. The great thing about Gundam Versus is that it's not a complicated game in any respects, but it's complicated in the fact that the controls are so simple. You have a lot to memorize with those simplified controls, which is the beauty of Gundam Versus. You have a lot of options with very limited controls that can make you and your unique style stand out. With Tallgeese, you want to try to get to learn your opponent's movements while also trying to figure out how you're going to get the opening. Like I said, Tallgeese's speed is his advantage, but you don't want to overuse the speed. It's kind of like in the anime itself. Tallgeese was so fast that a lot of pilots were damaged physically by the speed of Tallgeese. The G-forces and the movement, their body moving around, they were all hurt while piloting Tallgeese. Well, the same thing can happen to you in Gundam Versus. If you boost too much, you'll overheat, or you might open yourself up to attacks that you may not have known were there. So being careful and choosing when to move, when to attack is really the name of the game here. All you honestly have to do is just keep playing, keep practicing, keep experimenting, and no matter what will happen, you'll get better at the game little by little. And do it all. Do your casual matches, do your player matches, do your survivals, do your trial battles. You know, have fun with the game, keep playing Tallgeese, and before you know it, you'll probably turn into one of the best around. So for my final thoughts, I'd like to say thank you first and foremost to Showdown Versus and their Discord, because without them, I honestly wouldn't have made this video. And without them, I wouldn't have known that I got so good in a short amount of time. Thank you, Kazuki-kun, for adding me to the Discord and adding me on PlayStation and letting me run with some veterans and, you know, have a great time. Man, like, they're wonderful at that Discord. I'll put the link below for those of you that want to join. They don't just do Gundam Versus, they also do other fighting games like Blaze Blue and a couple other games. But I'd also like to thank Azure Gungrave ZX. I hope I said that right. Azure Gungrave, after playing some matches last night, not last night, but the other night, convinced me to put out some more information. We were talking about some moves that aren't listed in the command list, and Azure was telling me that, you know, you gotta Google search and you know, translate from Japanese this stuff if you can find it. And I mentioned that, you know, I could make some videos if I can find, you know, the content, if there's a demand. And Azure was like, heck yeah, you know, the more information out there, the better. So I figured, why not have it in video form? You know, and thank you, Azure, for pushing me to do this. So I hope, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I hope this was helpful. I hope this helps you if you're a new player progress, and if you're a veteran, maybe it helps you, you know, take note of something that you might have overlooked or you might not have known was there and just bypassed it, you know, who knows. But thank you for watching. I'm not doing this for money, subscriptions, and monetization and all that stuff. I just hope Bandai doesn't take down this video or anything like that. I'm not using any logos, or I'm not using voice actor, you know, audio or anything like that. But I just want to do a video series like this to just show some commands and inputs that aren't in the game that they tell you about, or maybe just some things that you don't know about in the game, because there is a lot of things you don't know about. So hopefully this will help, and hopefully if this is something you guys like, I'll make some more. But until the next video, what did I name this series? Mobile Suit Minute. Which, that's not even final. I kind of don't like that name, but it stuck. So until the next Mobile Suit Minute, have fun, enjoy Talkies. Talkies is awesome. Destroy your opponents, and I'll see you out there on the battlefield. Peace.